Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year! It is January 1st, which means a couple of things. So it means that there is the new year, so 2016, also the year I graduate from high school, which is a little scary, but I don't know. I mean, the school system thinks I can do it, so I believe in that. Something else that it means that we do a monthly wrap-up. So December wrap-up, that's what this video will be. There will also be a My Favorite Books of 2015 coming soon, and a new reading challenge. So much new stuff. My reading challenge this year is the Pop Sugar reading challenge, as well as I want to read at least 50 books this year, which I'm pretty sure I won't have a hard time doing. So I will link the Pop Sugar reading challenge down below if you want to try it too. It's really fun. It's really, it's kind of relaxed because it's just books with a bunch of different categories, and you just kind of fit whichever books you want to read into those categories. So it's supposed to help you step out of your comfort zone a little bit, but not so much that you're reading books that you don't necessarily want to read. So I thought it was really fun, and I decided to do that this year. And today is the monthly wrap-up. So unfortunately, December, I was really busy with the holidays. I was busy with finals and forced family fun, so I did not get to read a bunch. I only read 4 books this month, tier. So let's just hop into it. The first book I read this month was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, and this is about, it's a love story between this little Eleanor and this little Park, and they're kind of 2 kids, both with their equal struggles and growing up and all that, and they get in a relationship, and they're in high school, and I think the premise of it is that they're trying to make it last forever, although it kind of seemed to me like Park was trying to make it last forever and Eleanor was kind of like, meh. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It was good, but it wasn't one of my favorites. I felt kind of like Eleanor wasn't as invested in the relationship as Park was, which kind of made it feel weird. I did like the background that was going on. Eleanor has a very abusive stepdad in the book, and I actually liked reading about that and reading about how she got out of it and how she dealt with it. That was a lot actually more interesting and sad than the actual relationship. Whoops. So, but I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. It was good. So, the next book I read was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars to. Harry Potter is wonderful, and this book definitely, because I said with the third one that it was kind of getting in the same loop, but that whimsical loop is gone. So, you know who is back, and Harry Potter, someone died, the love of my life. So, people died, it was very sad, and my favorite character is just gone, and it's just, this book was just, wow. And it's getting dark, it's getting deep, I'm reading the 5th one now, and it's getting like, there's a war coming. It's coming. You gotta get ready for it. So, gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, definitely amazing, and it was the biggest book that I read this year. So, whoop whoop for that. Next book I read on my Nook, which I'm actually filming on right now, so you can film on Nooks, did you know that? So I will show you a little picture of the cover. The next book I read was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and this book is about a girl named Kath, and her name kind of pissed me off because her name is Cather, and it kind of reminded me of a catheter, so you know, that was great. Her name is Kath, and she's going to college, and she's a fangirl, so she's, like, obsessed with this kind of knockoff Harry Potter called Simon Snow, and she's obsessed with it, and she writes fan fiction, and she's actually a really famous fan fiction author, which is kind of cool. And she goes to college, and she's not really adjusting well to college life. She feels like everyone's kind of abandoning her, but then she meets some new friends, and she learns that, the fandom isn't everything, you know? For the longest time, she's had this part of her, the longest time she's felt that the fandom was a part of her and there was nothing else besides Simon Snow, and then she kind of realizes that there's other things in her life, and she can work on other things, so yeah. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good, definitely, I liked it better than Eleanor and Park. Sorry, I just did. I loved this book, though. This book was absolutely fantastic. 4 stars. Definitely think you should read it. And the next book I read was an ARC, and this was my NetGalley ARC for the month I received from NetGalley, obviously, and it's called The 7 Ways We Lie by Riley Redgate, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. So the book premise is that there's 7 teenagers, and they all have, they're all related to one of the 7 deadly sins. So that's why I picked this book up, because I thought it was really a cool premise of it. The reason I didn't like it that much was because it was kind of, it was hard to tell which, like, which character was which sin, and it didn't really go into the sins as much as I would have liked. I'm really into, like, the 7 deadly sins and stuff, so that was kind of a letdown. It was kind of just like a typical YA novel, so there was that, but it was good, and it did have some good character development, so I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. So this book actually comes out March 8th, and if you guys want to read it, read my more in-depth review on it, I will post that down below in a link, so you guys can do that. And yeah, that is all the books that I read this month. My favorite quote this month comes from Fangirl, and it is, "Sometimes writing is running downhill, your fingers jerking behind you on the keyboard in the way your legs do when they can't quite keep up with gravity." So I definitely like that quote. That's my favorite quote this month, because I am a writer, and it kind of does describe how writing is. Like, sometimes you just kind of keep going, and you just, blah, 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 and then your wrists are like, ow. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is all the books I read this month. The books that I plan to read, the books that I'm reading right now, I'm reading 3 books. I'm reading An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, which I hope to finish. I am on page 60, so I do hope to finish this. Today I am starting, for the first thing in the Pop Sugar book challenge, I am starting, what is it? What's it called? It's like a book based on a fairy tale. So I'm going to read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I really hope that I like this. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about it. And I'm also reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which I really hope I'll finish this month, but I don't know. I'm about halfway through. I'm on page 420. Haha, 420. So yeah, hopefully I will finish that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment below what you want to see next. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you next week.